I die. Can't help loving that man of mine.
Full day. Cheryl's here with a guest.
I've got a beautiful guest, no less, James. Lonette McKee, who stars as Julie on Broadway in Showboat, and she's here this morning to tell us all about what's happening with the show.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing
You
great.
can't go anywhere without people stopping you saying you're so wonderful. The last guest who were just on the air with Larry just came over and paid you a beautiful compliment.
Well, I don't know about anywhere, but here it's very nice. It's very welcoming here. Thank you.
Isn't that great? So you're playing Julie. This isn't the first time you're playing Julie, but it is the first
I played
time.
her several years ago.
Yes, but it's the first time that you're playing her in terms of being the first, well, Julie, you're being the first, rather, non-white actress to play that role,
Absolutely.
yes? So you're kind of making history that way on Broadway?
I guess so. That's one way of looking at it.
Yeah, so does it mean anything to you in particular?
Sure. Well, it means we might be a little slow.
But the times they are changing.
Maybe slowly, but yes. But yes, I'm very honored, actually, to be doing this.
Right. Well, you're doing 8 shows a week.
Yes,
That's got to
ma'am.
be awesome for you.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty hard. We're basically athletes in training all the time.
Unbelievable.
We're always guarding the voice, and you can't go out partying, and you know, you have to get 8 hours sleep or the vocal cords don't want to work, but we have
It's a
fun.
certain discipline, isn't it?
A lot of discipline.
Yeah.
A lot of
Now,
discipline.
you sing, what, 2 songs in the production, one in the first act and another in the second
That's
act?
right.
Yeah, and in between, I know that Heather was talking about this in the green room before, that you've got this course that you've got to stick
right.
Not to have to worry with your body because you've got the size 2 shape.
A corset is a corset, whether you're a big girl or a small girl, it doesn't matter. It's still a corset. Yes, the costumes have a tendency to be, I won't call them cumbersome, but you have to adjust.
Yeah.
You have to get used to them because there's bustles and big long skirts, but they're so beautiful, we don't care.
But how does it affect your vocalizing?
You have to get used to it. And we vocalize roughly an hour before every show anyway to warm up. You have to. It's like a runner. You have to warm the muscles up before you run on them. And none of us could sing without warming up. I dare say none of us. So it's, you know, it's just the discipline of doing the 8 shows a week. And you do get used to it, and we have fun.
Well, can we take a look at you having fun in
Yes.
action right now? This
Yes.
is Lonette McKee starring in Showboat.
Fish gotta swim and bird gotta fly. I gotta love one man till I die. Can't help loving that man of mine. Tell me he's lazy, tell me he's slow. Tell me I'm crazy, maybe I know. Can't help loving that man of mine. When he goes away.
I wish I could sing it as well, but I wanted to ask you, one of the things that stands out with this production in particular is that it's much deeper message-wise than it was previously.
It is.
In fact, you can almost call it politically correct, even though I know that you hate that terminology.
Well, in that, you know, Hal Prince, our director, is a very sensitive and thoughtful man. And, you know, what you could do in 1927 and the attitude that society took towards black people in 1927 is not exactly one that is acceptable to us today. So a couple of changes had to be made because it was written in 27. It's still, it's our history. I think it's important for us to go back and look at our history and correct the mistakes that we've all made, both black and white. And Hal was very sensitive to these social issues that may not be appropriate for 1994. So we made a few changes, but it's a beautiful show. And listen, if it were anything but, I can assure you, I personally, Miss Social Consciousness, would not be doing it.
Really?
I guarantee you that.
And one of the reasons that you're doing that
Conscious.
also is because I know that you want to take a step behind the scenes in terms of cultivating more of those kinds of roles
No
for
question.
yourself.
Well, I want to write and produce and direct because I feel that my problem with, I won't say with this show, with most of the opportunities offered to black people is that it's very limited. They seem to prefer us playing historically correct roles, slaves and housekeepers. Not to put that down, that's where our parents came from, and certainly our mothers were housekeepers or whatever. It's a legitimate way of making a living. But we do more things than that. You're working on TV, I'm starring on Broadway. Why can't we have some TV shows and some films that depict us
Let's
like
have
that?
a meeting of the minds right after the
So
show.
we have to write it. We have to write it for ourselves.
Okay, we'll be a little bit more enterprising there. We thank you so much, Lonette
Thank
McKee,
you,
the star of
Cheryl.
Showboat. Thank you so much for coming back to the show.
Thank you
Come
for
back
having me.
anytime.
Okay, dear.
All right. Thank you so much.